As we were discussing in the last class about tactic movement, let's go further with tactic movement. Tactic movement requires stimuli. As we know, tactic movement is the movement of plant body from one place to another. So they locomote. And this is a type of induced movement. So they require stimuli. The stimuli can be light, chemical, or temperature. When the stimuli is light, this is called phototactic movement. Example we can talk about in phototactic movement is Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas is a unicellular plant which has flagella, so it can move from one place to another. They locomote. It is called phototactic movement. In chemotactic movement, we can talk about it is called chemotactic. When chemical is the stimuli, it is called chemotactic. And the example we can discuss here is the male gametes of moss. Body moves from one place to another. This is a movement of locomotion, and it is an induced movement of locomotion. Now let's go further with the other type of movement that we see in plants, in which there is no locomotion. It is called movement of curvature. Curvature means curve, or we can say in the case of plants it is bending of the plant body. So there are a few things which we want to remember here is in the movement of curvature, the movement is directional. That means stimulus comes from one direction and movement could be in the other direction or towards the stimulus. So it is directional. Second we can talk about is it is brought about by bending of the parts of the plant body. So there are different parts of the plant body which bends towards or away from the stimulus. And third, we need to remember that this movement can be both positive or when the movement is towards the stimulus, it is called positive. When the movement is away from the stimulus, it is called negative. So, in movement of curvature, here only the parts of the plant body move, and it is always on the basis of direction. Movement of curvature is basically of two different types. Again, spontaneous and induced. In spontaneous, we can take for example, it is from within. It is basically, we can take the example, is the tendril in pea plant or pumpkin. Pumpkin भनेपछि फर्सी. Spontaneous type of movement हामीले केसमा देख्छौं भन्दाखेरि मोस्टली टेन्ड्रिल इन द पी. टेन्ड्रिल भनेपछि लहरा हुन्छ नि जुन चाहिँ पी प्लान्टले आफ्नो त्यो सपोर्टसँग कोइल गरेर आफू उकालो चढ्ने जुन चाहिँ हुन्छ त्यसलाई टेन्ड्रिल भन्छ. अनि त्यो टेन्ड्रिल पी प्लान्ट र पम्पकिन भनेपछि फर्सीमा हामीले त्यो देख्छौं. अनि स्पोन्टेनियस चाहिँ फ्रम विदिन, कुनै एक्सटर्नल स्टिमुलाई चाहिएन. अब इन्ड्युस्ड मुभमेन्ट जुन चाहिँ छ, यो मुभमेन्ट अफ कर्वेचर जुन चाहिँ छ, यो फेरि दुई प्रकारको छ. देयर आर टू टाइप्स, ट्रोपिक अनि न्यास्टिक. ट्रोपिक अनि न्यास्टिक These are two different types of induced movement of curvature. Our trophic movement is always towards or away from the stimulus. So it is directional. It depends upon the direction. Trophic movement is towards or away from the stimulus. Trophic movement is towards or away from the stimulus. So it is directional, whereas mastic movement depends upon the intensity of the stimulus. Now intensity means, यसलाई नेपालीमा बुझौँ, इन्टेन्सिटीमा के बुझिन्छ भन्दाखेरि कतिको हल्का अनि कतिको कडा। यो जस्तो हामीले घाम बिहान झुल्किँदाखेरि कस्तो हुन्छ, लाइट हल्का हुन्छ, मध्य दिनमा त्यो कडा भएर जान्छ, फेरि बेलुका मधुरो भएर जान्छ। सो इट डिपेन्ड्स अपन कतिको पावरफुल त्यो स्टिमुलस। ट्रफिक मुभमेन्ट आर अफ नम्बर अफ टाइप्स. When the limb stimulus is light, trophic movement is called phototropic. When the stimulus is land or gravity, this is called geotropic. When the stimulus is water, it is called hydrotropic. When the stimulus is temperature, when the stimulus is chemical, it is called chemotropic. And when the stimulus is touch, it is called thigmotropic. When the stimulus is light, it is called phototropic. That means the part of the plant body moves towards or away from the stimulus. That is what is tropic movement. So when the stimulus is light, the shoot grows towards the light. When the stimulus is light, the root grows away from the light. So we can say the shoot is positively phototropic and the root is negatively phototropic. We can take, for example, the shoot in the case of plant body, the part of the plant which moves towards the light, positively phototropic. And in geotropic, we can talk about is the root. It grows towards the soil, towards the gravity, so it is positively geotropic. When water is the stimulus, it is called hydrotropic. Obviously, the root grows towards the water in search of water, so the root shows positive hydrotropism. Whereas, when the stimulus is chemical, it is called chemotropic movement, and in this we can talk about is the pollen tube of the pollen grain, the pollen tube which carries the male gamete into the ovule. That pollen tube is guided by the chemical that is present there, and it is called chemotropic movement. And in touch, thigmotropism, we can talk about the roots that hold the soil.